Maybe? Am I live? Yo, please let this work. Okay, I'm just gonna start answering questions anyways. Guys, what is the meta combat with for Mountaineers? I really need it. The meta combat with for Mountaineers is 32 width if you want to fight on mountains, and if you just want them to fight on hills or like on plain tiles or whatever, then you just do 36 width. Why 32 width for mountains? It's because with 32 width on mountains, you can fit 2 Mountaineers into 1 mountain tile. With 36 width, you can... Wait, we don't have an India! Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck? Are we starting with one in India? Really? That's crazy. Alright, well, we'll see how much of this game we can cast. I only have like 3 hours when I gotta go. But the mod is relatively fast, so we'll see. We'll see where that gets us. And we are casting with the entire truppe. Let me actually turn on... Oh my god, they want to join. Let me turn on music. And with music, I mean the HOI4 music. Bangers. I don't know all too much about the mod, so we will try to figure that out. Yeah. Is this vanilla? No, this is in historical, which is a very historical multiplayer mod. But I don't know too much about it. Good day. Good day from Hong Kong, Segel. Time to enjoy the best Sino-German collaboration project, Tsingtao beer. Tsingtao beer. Oh, are you actually from Tsingtao, or is it just like a big project, a big thing in China? A good day, evening. What's up? Okay, yeah, I'm also gonna try to read Twitch chat. Watching from Macau, this can't be real. Like, are you actually watching from Macau? What time is it in Macau? It must be a horrible time. Yeah. Wow. 8 hours back. Okay, let's see. Again, I don't know all too much about the mod, so we'll try to figure it out on the way. The tree looks very vanilla. I know that research isn't. Yeah, look at what we have here. Okay, this is gonna be quite interesting. I'm gonna try to understand the mod as much as I can in the time. But we'll see what we can do. Okay, so the 1940 medium chassis seems to be definitely better than the 1938 medium chassis. It's cheaper. Where the finalists from? I don't know. I don't know. You know, this, like the HOI4 World Cup, it's just a name, okay? These are not actually countries playing against each other, these are teams. I think at least. There were some like country themed teams, there was a Korean team, I know. But I think these are just normal teams. We can actually look at the bracket in a second. Okay, let's see, what do we see research? We see research railway gun, they won. Oh no, wait, this is not railway gun, is this? No, this is a railway gun. Interesting. 15 bombardment, that's an interesting research immediately. But I guess it does make sense. Twice as expensive. This doesn't seem to be that good, honestly. I don't know. I love black hole Sweden. Yeah, I mean, the black country here is to reduce lag during the game, obviously. But yeah, this is like you can always tell if a mod is very well developed by like going into South America and seeing it just being part of an empty nation. This is always great. One population, so there's no population growth. Reduces lag as well. And while I was talking well about the mod, my game crashed. Let's go. Good start. Off to a good start. Yo,
I would do like a birthing streak. Hey, what's up?
Yo, did everyone's game crash or just mine?
Did you crash?
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot join in time. Just tell the others.
Okay, where? Oh, in host cab lobby. Okay. Yo.
Yay, Segel.
Yo. I got disconnected. Can I rejoin? How does this work?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
we're
can.
not LMB to let you rejoin. Where is even there?
Yeah, wait.
What is that? Okay.
Alright, sorry for the black screen real quick. I need to not show the ID. Is the physical host here? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, I'll go. Okay, we are back in here. I hope it's the last time I crash. I don't want to be holding up the game for too long. But I guess this is the issue if you do day 1 rehosts. Which you usually aren't supposed to do. I think. At least that's what everyone says. Everyone says that day 1 rehosts make the game crash, but I'm not sure if that's actually true or if it's just talk. Another interesting thing about this mod is we have Vichy France day 1 and normal France day 1. I honestly like this a lot more than, for example, in Hearts of Oak. You have Vichy France on this fuckers island down here, like I think on this one, and you just have to sit around the entire early game. You can play as Portugal and send some votes to the Spanish Civil War. I think it's a lot more interesting and a lot better as Vichy France day 1. I know this is not historical, obviously, but it's a lot more fun to play. Yeah. It is Vichy France. Like, it does look like a pretty interesting nation to play in this. We get a research slot, some other nice things. But yeah, so I was told the favorites in this game are supposedly the Axis. We will see if that's actually going to be true. I think I am rooting for the Allied game simply because there are 2 people in this lobby which I've heard of before, and it's the Russia main, not Scroll. I don't know. The Russia main is Bumba, I think. And then we have Sultan Mehmet. Faso. This is the other guy you know. Who are the players? Mostly from like dedicated communities from this mod, so historical communities, I think. But there are no specific known players, I think. What's up?
Hey, Sego. Can you say hi to one of my friends, Malt?
Yeah, hi Molt, I guess.
Thank you.
No
Thank you. That's all he asked.
Yeah. Is there a way to get these black countries for single player? There might be, I mean, just search for like an optimization mod on Steam or something. You will find something, I think. But yeah, so we have team clubbing, it is, on the Allies, I think, and I don't know how the Axis team was called. 34 is actually matter for Mountainists? I don't think that's true. How would that work? Like 32 I get because with 32 you can fit into mountain tile. 36 I get because 36 is just amazing. But I just don't know how you would end up with 34 with. Alright, let's go through some of the things that they are doing here. So the Soviets are immediately researching improved medium tank. Interesting, the Germans are also immediately researching improved medium tank, so this seems to be the matter like really aggressively because it's a 4-year ahead of time penalty. Which, if I'm not mistaken, ahead of time penalties do look to be worse than in vanilla. Like, there's no way, this does not take 600 days to research in vanilla with a 2-year ahead of time penalty only. So they seem to be significantly worse than vanilla, and they are still immediately attacking for the next medium. Interesting. So there must be something really good about new mediums. Designs are obviously completely different. Do we see immediately the Vespa being built? Yeah, and light SPAA. That is interesting. So let's see what the modules do. -1 steel. Okay, I guess steel seems to be an issue here. Otherwise, why would they go for it? Then we have some defense and soft attack here. Is this a good module, really? I mean, this looks okay. Like 55 soft attack, don't get me wrong. For 9 IC, I guess it's alright. It's alright. Let's see how much combat width is there actually. 80 combat width. Yeah, right, this is a 40 width mod. Every tile is 40 width. Which I like. I don't know if many of you remember this, but Paradox used to have this in the base game. You know, where like the meta combat widths were 10, 20, and 40, and you could do nothing else. I actually think that was a better combat width system than the modern one. Yeah. Simply because you could just standardize designs and it would be easier for new players. Also, it reduces bloat because making 140 width division is, you know, quite a bit more expensive than doing like a 36 width division. So that is another good aspect of it. Hello from Australia. What mod is this? The mod is historical. That was too old? Yes. I mean, that is a very long time ago by now. So let's see Japan. I don't even know when the China war starts in here, but it did start pretty early on. And I remember that when my team played, you know, my quote-unquote my team, I basically didn't do much. I was just the Soviet Corp. I've never opened the mod, so it's not my fault, okay? putting all of the fault into the shoes of my team. But yeah, when we played, we lost super fast with China, and we lost super fast in the Spanish Civil War. And then we got fucked in Africa, and then our game was basically over. So I hope that these allies will do a little bit better. If I had to do this again. Okay, this, by the way, very important lesson for almost every tournament that I played, okay? When there's Africa, like in a mod like this, the goal for the allies usually is don't die in the early game. Just don't die. Just don't fight. You don't have to fight. In 90% of mods, you just should never contest Africa as the allies. I mean, in vanilla you can because it's one tile element, but unless you get any crazy debuffs, which in this case, like in this mod, you don't get any crazy debuffs. I made sure to ask that my team last time. Unless you get any crazy debuffs, then as allies, just don't hold Africa. Just pull out of here. If I was the team captain of allies, what I would do. They will never have the balls to do this. But I would just build a strong defensive line back here in the forest, like behind rivers and shit like that. Sure, actually, I think in pure vanilla there's jungle here. But I guess they just made it into forest. So you just sit back here and defend. And then you'd like defend right here in France because there's a huge supply desert in here. At least there is in vanilla, yeah. And look, there's like very little supply hubs. So if you defend the supply hubs here, then you should be able to hold relatively decent up front. Then you just hold in the back like here, and then the Axis just can't kill you. Because, again, Axis are very strong early game usually in such mods. And if you just take the steam off of them, they die. That's what we did in the TFB tournament. We pulled out of Africa, we basically abandoned everything, and then you just sit in the UK and you D-Day. It is super boring, but, you know, this is not a realistic strategy game. This is a real option that you can do. And it usually works. Okay, we see the UK immediately rushing for naval attacks. Interesting. Naval passives as well. It would appear this is a naval passive. Is this one? Armored piercing. Armored piercing capped shell. Grok. Where's that? Oh, here. Oh, I guess he wants to immediately rush for improved heavy batteries. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. We don't see a focus from the UK yet, so my guess is... Wait, what? He just forgot? Or did he do a PP pick? Oh no, he probably saved up the PP for this pick, I'm guessing. Or maybe he just actually forgot. That would be kind of weird. Let's see, is the Germany doing agency? Because agency in this costs political power, which I think is a very interesting idea. What about the Iraq oil? Yeah, you're right. In this mod they have oil in Africa and Iraq, and I get it's nice. A lot of mods do this. Not a lot, but some mods do it like this. But fuck the Iraq oil. This is such a trap, okay? Like modders put like, I don't know, there's like what? 300 oil in this region, which is all nice and good, but like you shouldn't get like your entire army baited to death just because of the chance of holding some oil. And most of the times the allies have a better late game anyways, because for a mod to be balanced, allies need to have a really strong late game. So even in this mod, like it's tough because I don't know much about this mod, but even here, like even with all of this oil, I would just give it up and cut the losses. You probably have oil somewhere else as the allies here, right? Yeah, see, you have a lot of oil here, like 90. And then you have 60 oil here, 30 oil here, and then you probably have a bunch of US oil, so with land leases and shit, yeah, look, 500 oil here, 300 oil here. Like, the allies have enough oil. You don't need the oil. Germany can have the oil. Just make sure that you actually get to do a D-Day. What is the prize pool? It's like 2k or something. Also, who's hosting? Historical team. I don't know. Okay. Let's check Twitch chat. Nothing. Nothing happening, as always. Okay, let's look at some of the builds. I'm sorry that I'm just yapping so much, but I won't be able to contribute too much about... or only some... I will only be able to tell so much about the mod specifically, because I don't have a lot of experience in this mod. So we will try to just see what we can figure out. Interesting. The advisors seem to have changed. This seems to be a very strong advisor. Like max entrenchment 2.5, that's pretty good. It's like a general trade. This one, I mean 2.5% max planning. It's okay. It's alright. 80% ground support, that's pretty good. Interesting. The raft tree seems to be pretty vanilla. What do you think is the average playtime amongst these players? I mean, like a good average for like HOI4 multiplayer lobby will usually be like, I'm guessing like 2 to 3k. Probably more. I mean, no, 2 to 3k is probably a good estimate. For example, I mean, I can just say this, okay? Like, because I know a lot of people that play HOI4. Like, look at my friend list right here, okay? Let's just look at the hours here, okay? 11. Who the fuck is this guy? 11k hours. Okay, here we have 2 with 1k hours. Here we have 1 with 4k hours. Like, as you can see, like, they're like, if you just like befriend random multiplayer people, half of them, more than half of them, will have absurd hour counts. Like Nave 7.5k, Dankus 10.7k. Yeah, so I would guess that the average hour count will be like 2 to 3k. I think that's a good estimate. How much is your playtime? Like 6.8k maybe? 6.9k, almost 7k. Okay, now we have the popular front from France. Interesting. Improved medium tank as well. Okay, like this improved medium tank research just seems to be so good in here. Everyone that Doc is doing. Will you ever make a USA guide? Maybe after the new update, but for now probably not. Basic fortifications? Wait. Really? Really? Why is this for a special project, or what could this be for? I mean, that seems to be really odd. Basic fortification? I don't know why he would do that. Maybe it's for attack juggle and he just forgot to switch off of this. Like, there's no reason why you should research this early on. Or am I missing something? I don't know. What seems to be the meta doctrine? Are doctrines 3-day one? Okay, US is on mobile warfare. What is the UK on in this? It hasn't picked one. Has France picked one? Mobile warfare. What is Germany on? Mobile warfare. What is Italy on? Mass assault. Okay, I guess most of these just didn't pick a doctrine yet, maybe, even though like the first doctrine click seems to be free. Oh my god, this is I hate when models do this, by the way, because you can see on this doctrine 250% HP for infantry, right? This is such a fake stat. Like, this does not mean that you get like this does not actually mean that you get 250% extra HP on infantry. This means that you get like, oh my god, I actually forgot how it was. I think you will gain like 2.5 HP per infantry battalion through this. So this is not as good as a modifier as it seems like. I don't like my Master Sword Doctrine too much in here. Yeah, it looks okay, but I don't know if I would do it. Maybe, I mean, if you are going to do defensive inf, I guess. This seems to be pretty good. Just base, hard, and soft attack on everything. This seems to be meta. Here you get a bunch of breakthrough. That's good. Oh, actually, this one might be the best one. 20 planning. It's pretty good. Where do you think HOI4 MP is going in the next 1 or 2 years? Well, it's probably gonna get. I do think the Paradox nowadays started caring a little bit more about the MP community, so it's probably, hopefully, gonna look up. But in the end, I don't think much is gonna change with the HOI4 community till HOI5 arrives. Like, the communities seem to be pretty split now. Yeah, I just feel like there's not as much rapid change anymore as there used to be, so I don't think much is going to change. The meta is going to develop a little bit further, but it's mainly going to be due to Paradox changes. Why is France divided? It's so the Vichy player can play day one, because how most mods like solve this is that you just put the Vichy player onto like Portugal or something, and then they can send volunteers to the Spanish Civil War. In here they have Navarre France day one. Which just makes it a lot more fun to play. I know, obviously, this isn't historical, but I think for entertainment purposes, this is a lot better than having like a Vichy player start playing as Vichy in 1940. Yo, what's up, Grisha? It's Macwall and Space Marine Strat banned. I think both of these are nerfed. I don't think Macwall is good in here, but maybe I get surprised. We'll see. Again, I have only played 1 game in this mod, so I am here figuring things out with you guys as well. Yeah, the Spanish Civil War last time was brutal. And as said, I am rooting for the Allied team, so we gotta hope that they're gonna do well. Are you right side or left side Germany? Usually right sides. Dang, Sergio is doing racism against Twitch chat. No, I do check Twitch chat. Just a lot more inactive, so I don't, I always go there from time to time. Why is France divided? Yeah, I answered that. Doesn't Tommy have like 10k hours and stay clueless? Yeah, I mean, one thing that you have to consider with hours is, like, so hours are valuable, but multiplayer hours are way more valuable than single player. At least they're a lot better of an indicator for is a mod actually, or is a player actually good? Multiplayer hours, especially in historical multiplayer, are a lot more important. And also you have to consider that Tommy K has been playing this game since forever. Like, I think he was playing since 2016. Dude, in 2016 I was like 12 or something like that. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. I was 10. And he was already uploading HOI4 videos. So, you know, like all of these hours are dispersed over a long time. So Tommy probably doesn't actually have a lot of hours recently. This is what I would guess. Like in the last few years, he probably has like 1 or 2K maybe. Why is France divided, Cyril? Answer. I already did. Are you Danish? No. Hey, we are on pause. By the way, one thing I noticed is factories seem to be a little bit bloated in here, but not as much as in vanilla. Like 44 civs Germany, actually that's kind of low. Compared to vanilla. I don't know exactly what they start with. France starts with 45 civs. Oh, and they build tanks they won. That is interesting. Let's see what they're doing. Grok, what is happening? Basic medium tank, is this just converts? No, this is a real tank. Is this tank gonna do something? 26 soft, 35 hard, and I guess it has a lot of breakthrough. So, ain't all bad. This thing is so slow to answering questions. Whoa. Okay, we already have some bosses. Somebody disconnected, but right now everyone's in. Maybe it's Spanish Civil War starting in a second. Let's tackle them. I played this before, so but I don't remember how it started. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see the setup with Republican Spain history. Okay. People were trash talking my Spain setup, but what am I watching right now? Okay? This is way worse than I did. And this is the final. What the fuck is the Spain doing? Okay, to be fair, they did ask me if I want to go Spain again for their team. But this time I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know how long the game would go, so I couldn't say yes to that. Otherwise, I would have. Would be a fun challenge to do this again. This wouldn't happen to me again. It's actually kind of like this Spain must not have test built because I haven't test built it, and I was more prepared. Maybe he forgot the date or something. I mean, it must be something like that. Must be. And the Republican Spain is okay. No, I think he realized that I think he realized how shit the Republican Spain setup was because this Spain just needs to rush in right now. Like, look, how's the balance of power? 96. So it's basically equal amount of units. So yeah, this Spain should just rush in. Let's actually check his units. Okay, these were pretty similar to the units I did. Is Paradox making HOI5? Yeah. I mean, I'd hope so. I think... I know like a lot of people already did this. Like, when does HOI5 come out? Pretty sure that if you look at the data, it must come out like in the next 2 to 3 years. If I had to take a guess. Maybe I should... Would be interested in researching that. When did... normal HOI4 came out in 2016, right? Yeah, 2016. So when did HOI3 come out? 2009. So that is a 7-year gap. You put 7 on 16. And the result... is 22. No, wait. It's 21. It's 13. It's 2023. Okay. Yeah, so they already do a game. No, but I think it's gonna come soon. I also saw that the Paradox earning reports recently, I don't think they have been as good as they used to. They had some pretty rough years. So I think they will do HOI4 eventually. Although, you know, the big problem is that HOI4 is like different from any other Paradox game like ever, I think. Because if you look at the Steam player count, the problem is that it just keeps growing. I mean, like, if you look at this, if you're a smart game developer and you look at this, then there is literally no reason to make a HOI5 because your player game is steadily your player base is steadily growing. And yeah, you just keep selling your expensive DLCs. But I do think that they're gonna do a saving grace for Paradox and try to do a HOI5 eventually. Yeah, and look at this. They are basically still peaking 62k players. So insane. Like, look, early on they had like 15k, 10k. HOI4 had a massive growth. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how long this can go on for. No, but I mean, also, what other DLCs can there be? There will be a US DLC, so US hadn't had a rework since like the beginning. France had a rework, I think. Also, the US did have a rework. I don't think they definitely did. But there was also a rework for. Wait, Republican Spain is still here. So they will rework France and the US because these two are clearly like from the majors, the last ones with unfinished streets, and afterwards they went over every major. So I do feel like afterwards we could at least, I mean, obviously it will still take like a long time until it's officially out, but I feel like after the next DLC, maybe 6 months afterwards, we could finally have like an announcement for the next DLC, maybe? Like walk into back direction, no? Not the next DLC, for the next HOI4 game, HOI5 game, HOI game.
Seco, as a quick warning, do not spectate China or Republic of Spain when they're about to cap, alright? Because you'll get tag switched.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alright,
Right.
I remember.
Not a problem.
Interesting setup from this Republic of Spain. And look. Get out your cycle apology cards, everyone. I'm gonna take apologies for anyone complaining about my Spain performance, because this is... yeah. I feel like this is another level. He just might just get encircled here. He's definitely gonna get encircled here. Nope, he sees it, but it's not gonna be enough. He's gonna get encircled here. If he actually comes out of this situation without an encirclement, that would be inspiring.
Vamos.
Yeah, no. Wait! He did come out of this with... Wait, counter encirclement. I'm kind of slow today, but yeah, he did make a counter encirclement. Whoa. That's genuinely impressive. I mean, what the fuck? This entire south is open and everything here is in the north. I feel like this is a lack of micro from the like nationalist player. If the nationalist Spain player like immediately pulls all of his divisions south, like this Republican Spain would be in big trouble right now. And it does not want to be in big trouble. Yeah, come on, free encirclement. Actually, no, he doesn't even bother that time. I'm stupid. Yeah, he's gonna get encircled. Whoa, what a comeback! This is a generational throw from the nationalist Spain. And I feel like the devs are so distant from the community and the creators. I don't think they're very distant from the creators. I don't know. But they are very distant from the community. Dude, I still wish my biggest dream in my HOI4 career would be to get like one of the DLCs early access. Dude, that would be huge. Made me so sad for the last DLC that I didn't get it. I know in the end it is whatever, but probably the review bombing that we did in that, but it was really sad. It was really sad that I didn't get it. Because I could do so peak day 1 content. Oh, he's putting his HQ immediately in the front. This is kind of risky, I feel like. But it shouldn't get captured here. If he wins, like, Madrid is gonna be huge. It's such a throw from this nationalist Spain player. Like, this is, okay, like, people can say what they want, but this is such a clown show here. Like, I don't know what happened. This is actually, like, Croc on Spain. Oh my god! Croc! I've heard this name before. It's from a one, like, Dankers clip. If anyone knows what I mean, like, it was like, I don't know, like a Twitch thing where he was talking to other creators which had nothing to do with HOI4. Scroll. I think I've heard Scroll before as well. But no, this Spain does not seem to be Like from either side, I'm really disappointed. I feel like the Republican Spain completely fucked up his early game, and I feel like the National Spain hasn't taken advantage of it at all. Just look at how long they milked EU4. I mean, how long did they milk EU4? EU4 release date. Okay, EU4 release date, August 2013. EU3 release date, 2007. That's 6 years. And then... Wait. ...2013... And EU5 came out like, what, almost a year ago now? So, if like EU4 would be released in the same time distance that... Okay, wait, the math ain't mathing. No, but that would mean that in like 2 or 3 years we should... In 2 years we should get HOI4, no? I feel like that's a realistic... I don't even know what I'm saying right now. They put off HOI5 to milk DLCs? Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. Does make sense for them. And to be fair, I'm kind of afraid of HOI5 because it could just be a huge flop. I would be really sad because I put in a lot of time into this game. So I really want the series to survive. Kind of afraid that HOI5 is gonna be like EU5.
Atención. Apuntando.
Alright, can we walk in?
Vamos, vamos. Órdenes.
Yeah. It's not about date and time, it's most likely a new engine from Clausewitz again. I mean, it does make sense, the old engine sucks. The netcode also sucks for multiplayer. Would be really hard to mono for HOI4. I don't think so, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like a lot of the good mechanics from HOI4 are already good, so I don't think like HOI5 should differ too much from HOI4. What I would be most afraid with is like them completely fucking up the economic system. That could actually ruin HOI5, like if the economic system just isn't fun to play. Who are the players? You probably don't know any of them, neither do I. I know the Spain Croc. It's the guy from the one Dankers clip. Bomba Clap, I know him. He's like how is this nation called? Sri Lankan. He's pretty good at the game. And I know Faso. Faso, he's the strongest Turkish player in the world. After the Asia expert. Yeah. And otherwise, I don't think I know anyone really. Ossi, this is an O player. I do know this guy. This guy is pretty good, I think. But I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it's 2 finalists, so they must probably know what they're doing. Yeah. There should not be a HOI5 for a long time. No, I disagree. I do want a HOI5. Maybe it doesn't have to be there too soon, but like in 2 to 3 years, I would really like to have a HOI5.
Atención.
Okay.
Listo, señor.
And I still think they can add a lot to HOI4. Yeah, that's true, but like my big problems with HOI4 are ones that can only be fixed with a new game. For example, the multiplayer engine. Multiplayer, it's actually so sad. Like HOI4 multiplayer could be so good if they had like a little standardized, balanced mode. If there was like a oh my god, you know, this is dreaming, but I wish there was like a HOI4 multiplayer mode where you could just, oh my god, I'm pause bugged, where you could just queue up. And when you get into like 2 teams or something, you know, with Elo or something, dude, that would be so cool. Because there's obviously huge demand for like HOI4 multiplayer and historical multiplayer, so you know, if it got some more official Paradox support, that would be amazing. Have they been a semi-final? Yeah, they have been. I think they even had a quarter-final.
Achtung.
With Q and rank would be insane.
Achtung.
I was during the last 1v1 tournament, which by now is a few months ago. I was told that they have planned some pretty big things for HOI4 competitive, but I'm always not sure about them. It doesn't seem like Paradox seems to be like super committed to the idea of like there being, like they seem to be somewhat interested in it. You know, they always sponsor tournaments from here and there, but they just don't give good infrastructure. Has any one of you guys have ever heard of HOI4 Frontline? Please, if anyone has heard of HOI4 Frontline, just say yes. But be honest, because this is the problem with like the program, right? And I don't mean like HOI4 Frontlines as in the thing in game, but like there's actually a project from HOI4 called HOI4 Frontlines, where they help competitive games like tournaments. Down here you can see tournaments, but nobody uses this and nobody has ever heard of this. Like they are trying to help out the competitive community somehow. They just always fail because nobody knows this. So this doesn't help anyone. No, yes, no. Yeah, see, nobody knows this. Nobody knows this. The only reason I know HOI4 Frontline is because the tournaments I play in get promoted over there. And then you, like, see that post on the Discord or something, but nobody actually checks out HOI4 Frontline for tournaments. This just doesn't happen. This game isn't a competitive game. Stop trying to force your bullshit on the vast majority of people who play this game like normal humans, not basement cretins who are unemployed enough to play all day. Okay. Good, it's rage bait, but I'm gonna fall for it. So obviously nobody wants to ruin single player. Leave single player be as it is. That's like totally fine. But there is a big multiplayer community, okay? So why not support it?
Zuhören!
Like, there should obviously be two separate modes. Obviously, you can't have, like, a multiplayer mode. Just have, like, walk a normal HOI4 single player, but...
Angetreten!
I mean, maybe I'm overestimating it, but I feel like there's pretty big demand for HOI4 multiplayer games. Like, there must be at least a few thousand active players that actively play HOI4 multiplayer. Did they not advertise Frontlines at all? No, I mean, that's the problem. Nobody, like... I don't even know. It's not anywhere in the in-game screen. I generally have no idea how anyone should ever like have heard of HOI4 Frontlines. I have no idea, which is the problem with the program. Again, it's very nice of Paradox that they want to support like the HOI4 community. You know, that's a very good thing. But if they want to do it, then we will need a little bit of a different approach. Less than 1% of the player base plays MP. No, I don't think that's true. I know that Paradox says this, but I don't think it's true. I don't think it's less than 1%. I wonder, does anyone have a website where they gave the numbers? I would be really interested in seeing that. For multiplayer, for share of players that play multiplayer. I know there were numbers on this one time, but multiplayer active users make up a distinct minority. Around 25% of your... Okay, this is definitely bullshit. This is from some fucker's Reddit article. Okay, let's actually check the Paradox forum. Yeah, these people are yapping too much. Okay, no, I just can't imagine that it's only 1%. I just don't think that makes sense with the numbers. By the way, National Spain won the Civil War, but you know, that was kind of obvious from now. So now we are waiting for the Chinese Civil War. Not Civil War, but for the actual China War. I feel like it must be at least like 5 to 10%, which, you know, isn't a huge player base, but it's by far the most active player base. Like, also there's no, like, it has a huge incentive to buy DLCs because you can't check save games without DLCs. So I mean, maybe it's like 2 to 3% of a player game, but it must easily make up like 10 to 15% of the revenue of HOI4. Okay, 10 to 15, I'm scratching it, but like 5 to 10%, which, you know, is a decent chunk for like a game which makes hundreds of millions or millions. I don't know how much it makes. I would play it more. The problem is that there's no standardization, and this guy gets what I'm saying. That is what I mean. The problem with HOI4, like this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying like Paradox should only prioritize multiplayer. What they should do is they should have like a separate mode where they actually standardize multiplayer with like a functioning historical game system that's say somewhat unified. Because right now, 10% sounds about right. Of the revenue, you think? Obviously, you can't completely standardize it. The communities are simply... For HOI4, it wouldn't work anymore because the communities have grown too much apart. But if they ever did a HOI5, I think that it could realistically work. Everyone uses different methods and different rules. But changes for optimal setup. Yes, that is true. We ain't playing standardized vanilla MP, Paul. Yeah, well, we never wanted you people there anyways, okay? But the vanilla community might swap over, and then you know you have a constant influx of players. Even for people that just want to play modded, like having a standardized vanilla MP mode would be so good, just simply because it draws so many more players into HOI4 multiplayer. And right now, there just aren't all too many new multiplayer players always appearing. Bro is playing in some Hist MP mod instead of Sagarag. Sagarag would be tomorrow. I'm not gonna, like, I'll go in like a few hours, in 1 or 2 hours. So I wouldn't have enough time for it today. And tomorrow there was the Road to 56 RP game, which I signed up for, sadly, before. I don't want to unreserve, but I will do Sagarag. You know, whenever Sagarag actually works, so they wanted to do a test build. Test game. If the Sagarag test game goes good, then I will do a 1v7 there. I will do it. I promise this to the guy. For those of you that haven't seen Sagarag, it's like... Wait. I actually haven't seen it. I haven't looked at the mod, but it seems to be pretty amazing. Wait, let me see if I can pull it up. Here. Sagarag's Legacy of the Zion Creek. Somebody's modding this. I actually don't know his name. He's called Lapking on my Discord. So we're gonna get like a... We're gonna do like a mini event where we're just gonna get like 7 random viewers, and then we're gonna do a 1v7 in Zion Creek. And we will see how that goes. What the fuck is Sagarag? Yeah. You wouldn't get it. I am lacking. Oh. Oh, he has YouTube. In order for that to happen, it would have to be an outside tool. I wouldn't work with HOI4. Like I already said, like HOI4 community is too far apart. But yeah. No, it would have to be like a tool in the game itself. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. I think MP games also last way too long for most casual players. That's true. So a bit of a dilemma for HOI4 is that it's like the appeal for viewers and for players is probably a lot higher to play competitive games in team formats, like in here, like historical team format. This is probably a lot more fun for viewers to watch than 1v1s. But for like tournament organizing, for like proper matchmaking, for balanced games, 1v1s are just so much easier than team games. Which is why I understand why Paradox put a lot of money into 1v1 tournaments rather than team tournaments, but for viewers it's probably bad. I don't know, I mean, I feel like the best format of any HOI4 competitive game ever must have been the Great Game, you know, where you just have teams out of 3 people, and then you have like roleplay, you have diplomacy, you have everything. Why is everyone exercising 100 units? Is there a mastery exploit or something? Yeah, pretty sure this is the mastery exploit. Yeah. Nah, wait. No, this is not the mastery exploit.
Zuhören!
I mean, these seem to be just converts. Yeah, they just have converts here, which are trained. So they can make them into tanks later on. Oh, in Germany it stays Mobile Warfare. Interesting. Okay, I don't think anyone enjoys base game. I think base game is okay. I kind of dislike that they like lack some of the utility mods, but Commanders is 30 minutes build up, 20 minutes gameplay most of the time. Yeah, that's true. But it's the best 1v1 map. Yeah, not fun to watch. Yeah, I know. I mean, that is a big issue Commander had. I think Commanders was close to being like a very good 1v1 mod. It would have been an amazing 1v1 mod if it was just like a lot less of build-up time and the fronts were a little bit more mobile. And I think it would even benefit a lot from just being 2v2 rather than 1v1. Because, you know, just looking... Like, this front line is not big enough for a lot of things to happen. But in like 2v2s, for example, where you have like the entire Mediterranean basically as a front line, there things can actually happen. So it can be a little bit more interesting to watch. But in general, like the most fun thing to watch is definitely team events, where you have like a 3v3 or teams of 3 on like a map like this. Ahistorical team events are probably the most fun tournament version of HOI4 to watch, but it's also not very competitive, so that is a bit of an issue. Alright, what do we see here? Man, it's kind of tough for me to keep up with whatever they're doing because I just don't know all too much about the mod. When can we see an Anschluss? Oh, his faults. Okay. I guess this is gonna be our decision. And we have China War, finally. Alright, so this China seems to have some kind of defensive position. Not really sure what this is, but... It's kind of weird to not hold this river. But I guess it's a trap. It does make sense. Nah, nobody look at it. I'm actually a fan of this China setup. But look, we're just gonna get enablement immediately. Will we be able to hold this? Yes! Whoa. Never mind! Oh, because there's a fort on that tile. Oh yeah, they lost support. Oh no. Is Jova? What the fuck? China seems to be so cooked in this mod. Like, you just can't get enablement immediately. But Japan is not really walking into the north. It's kind of weird. Oh, power droppers as well? What the fuck? How the fuck did Italy get in here? It's gonna be massive encirclement and massive... I quote-unquote massive. Probably actually not that much gonna die. Who's the China player? It's the edging monster. I don't know any of these people. Alright, Nanning, let's see if we can get an encirclement here. That's like, what? 6 divisions? How many divisions is this? Yeah, ping, 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 ping. I did in fact not ping. No, I did ping, but not in time. Alright, and finally Japan is walking through the north. Interesting. Slowly but surely. Looks a lot more solid than our China player. Our China player just fell apart, but he already has 162,000 casualties. But also he has 3 million men in the field, so this isn't all too bad. Yeah, but the north, like his northern line here, seems to have fallen already. Yeah, it just looks very, very bleak. What are the teams? It's Team Clubbing on Allies, and I don't know how the Axis team is called. It has the Aussie guy, you know him, right? He's a Oak Warrior. They accepted the voids right after the power drop. And would the voids be here instantly? Does that make sense? Yeah, this just looks very bleak for China. I don't even know what he would do here. You just get clicked everywhere. Like, and he had like 5 troops per tile on every naval tile here, and he still lost it immediately. So, I don't know. Yeah, and if he doesn't watch out here, he's gonna get encircled even more. Yeah, I mean, now it's gonna be very difficult. I think there's 2 China players, but even for 2 China players, this is probably gonna be tough. Because there's probably a lot to micro. You definitely need one guy in the north, because the northern line is completely collapsing. And also, like, large swarms, parts of the north are just empty right here. And then you need a guy micro the south, and somebody has to take care of the country. So it's probably pretty difficult. from the department. They have all types of advisors. Not looking good. Not looking good so far. Seems like they might be. Okay, they're definitely not getting a target here. The volunteers in the south have kind of stabilized the situation somewhat. It looks like. Although Australia is pushing into this, so maybe they can actually make a backhand blow here. In the end, this entire thing runs on 2 ports, on the Fangchenggang and Mao Ming port. So if they could somehow take these back, you know what would actually be a, if I was for Japan, as a top 8 player, what I would do is I would go into this because you still own this port, and then I would take Mao Ming and Fang Wucheng from the back with like a cavalry unit. Access looks like some kind of Oak/LW abomination. I was told that, I mean, I don't know basically any of these Access players. I know this guy, and that's it. I was told they are the heavy favorites to win this game, which until now, I mean, the Spanish Civil War looked pretty fine, and the China War also seems to be looking pretty good. But as said, I already said this, I think if the Allies are smart, they just don't contest Africa, they just pull back from the south here, and to like the west right here, and then you just sit it out and eventually deal with a lot of troops, like the moment Barb starts. Yeah, but I kind of doubt that they will do that. But if they would do that, my bets would still be on the Allies. And the Japan, like they actually seem to kind of have supply trap Japan here. If you look, if we open F4, they have no supplier. They would need to take Guiyang, but with this supply status, they ain't ever taking Guiyang. Or here Guangzhou. But Guangzhou seems to be actually takeable. If I was Japan, I would probably focus on taking Guangzhou somehow. Which is probably easier said than done. Yeah, and they're losing Bulin, which is a supply hub. That's actually problematic because that's gonna enable them to push towards Hengyang, I'm guessing. These mountain tiles here should be like a little bit of a natural defense, but especially if... Oh, they lost Guling again. Okay, never mind. That's gonna be tough then. The north, as you can see, is already going pretty fast. Everywhere Japan is pushing. Even going through the... Okay, senses of bouncing here. But like China, I mean, China's doing this really well. I gotta give props to this. I kind of like that they didn't hold like this entire coast because, as you can see, it's clearly unholdable. Like even when they had everything stacked in the south, they still got pushed this fast. So clearly, it's the right call to not try to hold the entire coast here. Seems to be very one-sided. And I feel like they pulled up the supply traps pretty well. Here, they're still supply trapping them. Yeah, they're gonna hold in the south a pretty long time because of that. Only thing that I could see right now, like going catastrophically wrong, is if Japan like takes Guilin and makes like a fast push towards Hengyang. Like here, this could be kind of brutal. Where they need to attack on a neutral nation. Yeah, if they go like this could be kind of brutal because then everything here gets open. Or if they somehow manage to take Guangzhou because then like this entire eastern flank is exposed. Otherwise, what China is doing in the north seems to be pretty sound, even though as Japan connects... Oh, this is not even a supply hub. Wait. Yeah, beautiful. Very well done. Very well done. There's supply trapping again. Not holding this supply up, which I think they should hold this supply up. Maybe. But, I mean, then again, they don't necessarily need to hold it, so it looks like a pretty solid supply trap. Yeah, well done from China. Very well done. Guilin? Is Guilin actually falling? No. Soviets are doing such important work down here by just holding Guilin. Like this supply up, genuinely... Oh, Japan powered up, but it's not going to do anything. Because the Soviets are holding onto Guilin. Like if the Soviets wouldn't be holding Guilin right now, Guilin, or however you call it, would it be pretty rough. But right now it's looking pretty solid. They need to make sure that Hengyang can't be reinforced with these 3 troops. But as long as the supply trap in the south continues, I have a lot of faith in this China for holding out for a decently long time. I mean, unless there's like a major mix-up in the balance of power here, it is not looking good for China long term, I would have to say. But hey, now it's looking okay. Yeah, these light tanks are good, they can't be fierce, but yeah, and this light tank might be a little bit of a problem because somehow it has full supply. Oh, Hangzhou. Okay, the Americans are using their volunteers in a kind of risky position here to cut them off. Smart. Takes away some time and some micro from them. Alright, Guilin is about to be falling, maybe? I mean, like, what the Soviets have been doing here in Guilin is brilliant. This is very well done. But I think it might be time to let go soon. Very, very cleanly played by the Soviets. Is China supposed to cap, or is it one of the mods where it's internal war in months? I think China is supposed to cap in here, pretty sure. But I'm not an expert in the mod. But yeah, fairly certain they're supposed to cap. Bro, they're still holding on to Guilin. Like, this is a masterclass. Like, if they lost Guilin early on, it could be so brutal in the south. But due to them holding that, it's looking so good. But I think the Germans are getting ready to click Guangzhou. And I already said this. If Guangzhou gets clicked, I think it's going to look very bleak. Very tough for China. Because then the Axis suddenly have supply to like unite all of this. Even though it's kind of fine, like they still got a mountain line to hold here, kind of. It is so tough to play this as China, I would imagine, because like paratroopers and naval invasions, it's just a lot to take in. Okay, Greenland's still holding. I mean, this is genuinely kind of inspiring what they're doing here. I mean, this must fall. Like, look, everything here is supply trap because of Greenland. Guilin would be the closest supply up for like everything here. And here they're just 2 tiles away from a supply up and it's 2 plain tiles. So if they just take Guilin, like there's a decent chance they can just take this one as well. Oh! Guangzhou has fallen. Okay, that's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be important to watch. China, I mean, they need to pull out of this somehow and make sure to hold the mountain line. But now it's gonna be kind of bleak, I think. How well is Japan being held? Right up here in the north. Pretty well. China seems to actually have somewhat of regional supremacy. 40 width. I think China's also using 40 width, right? Yeah. I feel like maybe they could even do like a push here in the northern plain tiles, but obviously they don't have to. They can just sit around and try to delay the Japanese for as long as possible. And Guilin seems to be finally falling. No, this is bad. No, China. China number 1, come on! Yes. China. See, oh my god, this is inspiring. I really like what they're doing here. Here they get encircled, it's fine, it's whatever. They have been holding on for a long time, killed 158,000 Japanese. And they're still holding on strong in the south, so Chongqing must be taken from the east, I'm guessing. I don't know, we'll see. But the east also seems to be a little bit of a stalemate, like the Chinese plan is walking out. Is there a huge list of house rules, or is this vanilla? I mean, this is not vanilla raw dog, but this doesn't seem to be too... doesn't seem to have too many rules imposed on everything. Okay. And Wuhan, we don't see any pushes at Wuhan. Okay. They are trying to, but and this must be bleak, no? Like they actually can't pierce the tanks. But like this is, yeah, this is snow plus very cold. I think if I was the Japanese here, I would just wait, even though they're casting China to death. But I would probably just wait out winter, maybe wait like 3 to 4 months when snow is gone. I mean, now that, like, I mean, they kind of, like, they don't really need 4 divisions per tile here. They could move some of these units east. Because I do think this is pushable. Like, if they have some extra troops here, they could just apply some pressure by just pushing. Like, look, the entire northern flank of Japan. Correct me if I'm wrong. At least the center flank doesn't seem to be as strong. So, like, if you start pushing here and, like, actually rush in, like, right here, bam, bam. These 3 tiles here especially, it's just 3 plain tiles, you know. You have huge supremacy of numbers, so you can just go around and immediately try to snake through. Obviously kind of risky, but I would like to see that of them. China is 70% towards capping. Japan with 165,000 casualties until now, so not too bad. But yeah, nothing auto special seems to be happening for now. They're still trying to click Wuhan. I mean, this is just wasting equipment. Like, come on, what are we doing? Like, this is an urban tile with deep snow over a large river. Like, really? Guilin has fallen? No. Yeah, but as I already said, this is very important for Japan. They still don't have the supply to push this in the north, but they do. If I was Japan, I would just try to keep going through this, I guess. Because once you reach, like, realistically, after you reach Hengyang, it's gonna be pretty difficult for China to hold onto this entire thing right here. Geographically. Although they do still have a supply up at Changsha. But yeah, interesting game until now. Really positively surprised by the China. Also positively surprised by the Republic in Spain. First I was really negatively surprised, but then he kind of pulled it back. I guess I'm really negatively surprised from the nationalist Spain. Would be a better way to put it. This Japan has seemed to play pretty solidly for now. I wouldn't recognize any big mistakes. But then again, I don't know at what day China is supposed to be capped in here. But just from what I was able to observe, it looks like this mod is heavily Japan biased. So just playing smart with supply like this China did is pretty good. But yeah, I think that Japan is looking for Hengyang, which as said is probably the smartest move you can do here. If Hengyang falls, it's gonna be a tough center here to fight, and like eventually they're gonna implode from the south. Yeah. I don't know. I really wonder if China could click this. I do wonder. So on Japan's side, we have like 180 base soft attack. On China's side, we have like 160 base soft attack. I mean, I feel like if they attack with twice the numbers, it must be possible for China to just break them. Okay, now they are pushing from the south, but the supply is super fucked here. As long as Guiyang doesn't fall, it should be good. And Guiyang is well defended. Yeah, so now the Japanese are pushing through this. I don't like this actually because I don't think this push is achieving much. It's just gonna take out some time. What you really need to do is you need to get some more good troops here, and then you need to click Hengyang, even though Hengyang is very well defended. Again, I can, you know, to spread some positivity, I just think this is very well done from China, very well microed. I don't know about the builds, but I feel like the micro I can judge, and the micro seems to be very solid. I like to see it. Changsha still holding. Yeah, I mean... Oh, wait, now we are gonna have encirclement. I was just about to say, now I kind of feel like the Chinese flew by not, like, retreating in time. Yeah, I guess now it's gonna be really close. Can they reinforce Changsha in time? Because if not, there's gonna be a huge encirclement. Oh, come on, come on. Come on, guys. Changsha! Oh no, it's gonna fall. It is gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Everything is gonna die. Yeah. Oh no, that's brutal. That's brutal. It was going so clean. They should have pulled out from here in time. Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad. But no reason to lose morale because of it. It's still a good hold, I think. Still think it's a pretty good hold. They still have decently well defended backlines as well. Like, it's not like it's over, but losing Changsha here this easily is kind of brutal. I wonder. I mean, they are still kind of supply trapping them here, but now Hengyang is gonna fall. And as I already said, this is what I think Japan should do, and this is gonna work out just fine, because afterwards they're gonna have supply to go for this supply. This is just a completely undefendable supply up, I think, once it gets surrounded. Because it's just a plain tile, down the river. This is not all too hard to take. Yeah, no, it's definitely looking tough for Japan now. And they are moving things up in the north now as well. At least the very far south is looking kind of solid, but yeah, we've had better times. And Changdi is falling. Yeah, this is very bad. This is very bad. And China's not moving in time right now. They would have some troops, but the UK, maybe the UK gets in there in time and can force attack, which would be really important to hold. Nope. The Changdi fallen. Yeah, and now there's gonna be a big breakthrough here. Now it's gonna be really tough for China. I don't even know how they can still hold this anymore. They could try to supply trap them back here by like basically falling back to the forest tiles. But then again, they need to hold on to this city. But it's not going to be possible because there's a supply up down here. No, I'm confident the supply trap just won't work anymore. They can supply trap in the deep south. But then again, only until this supply up will fall. I already said, yeah, this supply up is doomed to fall because it's a plain tile. It is going to fall. And 25 divisions encircled. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Kind of a sad end for how good this China was doing early on, I feel like. Very solidly microed by China early on, but now in the end slacking a little bit, but it happens. Deep South still holding. And this is gonna be really important for them. If they want to have like any chance at like holding for a serious time, they need to hold on to the Deep South completely. And then maybe they can, like, this is kind of unfavorable attacker terrain, so maybe you can fall back from here. Kind of need to fall back from the north now as well. Yeah, doing like an organized fallback here without completely collapsing is basically impossible. Yeah, I think it's looking very bleak for China now. Very, again, I'm repeating myself, but very beautifully played early on. Very beautiful micro. I just think in the late game they seem to lack the type of strategy they had early on. Why is Stagner playing himself in final? Because I was on a team which got disqualified. I was like the third Soviet corp. And yeah, I haven't played Remote much. Otherwise, if I played Remote much, I would have made my own team if I played it before, but this time I just didn't feel like making my own team. Last time we did with the Kaiserreich tournament. That was really good. And if it was a community cup, I would have done it again. But sadly, Paradox cancelled the community cup. No funding. No funding. Yeah, 46 troops though, yeah, as said, it's basically, I can't blame him at this point. Like, it's really tough to micro China, and at this point, like, the entire line just collapses, everything falls apart, and they're gonna be dead soon. So the date until they held out is actually not that impressive, but I still think it was a decent performance early on. It just also seems to be very one-sided for Japan. Maybe they're doing something wrong here, but, like, build-wise, I couldn't tell, but with how easy it was for Japan to click, it seems like this is heavily Japan-biased. Yeah, look, 40 troops. They're gonna get all of them out, but... Oh no, wait, they might get overrun here. They need to retreat to this tile, and they need to retreat to this tile now. Yeah, now they're getting overrun from the north as well. This is really bad. What mod is this again? It's hard to fall. Historical, not hard to fall. Historical multiplayer. Like historical, just without the I and with an O. Yeah, now things ain't looking too hot anymore. Yeah, everything is slowly falling apart. Chongqing is gonna fall, and with that the China war is gonna be over. I need to, oh no. Oh my god, I went off of China in time because otherwise I would have been tax switched back. Why do you think Zero Girls play HOI4? It depends, but it's probably because it's like one male-dominated niche in like another male. So like first of all, like it's you don't really play HOI4 if you're not like somewhat interested in history, right? So that's probably already a huge selection effect. Then it's a strategy game, which probably is another huge selection effect. And then if you like nail it down to the multiplayer community itself, then that's probably another huge selection because yeah, the type of person that would play HOI4 multiplayer is, I would say, will on average be found a lot more often underman. Who are the two teams? It's, I don't know if I responded to, I mean, it's clubbing versus, I don't know how the Axis team is called. But the Axis team are the favorites, but I'm rooting for the Allied team. I'm rooting for the Allies. Can China ever win against Japan in MP? Not alone. It depends. It depends. Like in pure vanilla, if you would unify all of China, day one, I think the chances for China wouldn't be too bad because, like, all of the or if you play with Chinese warlords, because like if you play with every Chinese warlord, then you will actually get like a ridiculous amount of units out to bomb. Are paratroopers still one of the best defensive special forces? Yes. In vanilla they are. If only somebody made a video on this. Okay, the China war seems to be over. 4 million casualties versus 200k. Kind of sad. I feel like if just a few things went right for China here, if they just managed to maybe get a little bit of a luckier retreat or something, they could have done a lot more. That being said, I still think it was the solid China hold overall. Like, it didn't seem too bad. Interesting. I gotta check. Okay, I got maybe like 1.5 more hours, so I'm gonna be able to see Africa campaign. I do really want to see France and Africa campaign. That's the two things I'm really interested in. So, can China ever win? You don't win. You just do a little each time. I mean, watching this mod right now, I do think this is kind of an interesting mod for casting. Just because there is a lot of things going on. There's a Spanish Civil War going on. There's a China War going on. I feel like it would be a little bit more interesting if the China War was a little slower and the Spanish Civil War was a little slower. Why is the World Cup not vanilla? Okay, like, I don't even know why it's called World Cup, okay? Initially I called the stream differently, but when I saw CMOB streaming on Twitch, and I saw he called it the World Cup, and I thought, oh my god, it's such a smart title. But yeah, no, I mean, this is just a safe-given name. It's one of the biggest tournaments this year, though. Also kind of inspiring. Unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this is like the actual money price. They have like a decent money price, and it's not even funded by Paradox. They somehow managed to get that without Paradox, which is really cool. How do you bring more diversity to the HOI4 player base? I personally thought about adding more LGBT and female leaders / commanders. Yeah. The famous LGBT female commanders during World War II. There must be one, right? Was there female commander in World War II? Oh, I can't believe this. Why there are no recorded openly LGBTQ plus female high-ranking theater commanders from World War II? Wow. Whoa. A highly decorated medic. Phelps is famous for his historical confrontation with General Eisenhower when he ordered her to compile a list. Yo, what? When he ordered her to compile a list of lesbians to discharge from a battalion, she famously replied, "If a general pleases, Sergeant Phelps will have to be second on the list because mine will be first." He's informing him that her name will be at the top. So he's basically outing herself. Okay, interesting. Eisenhower's secretary immediately stepped forward to add her name as well. Realizing he would lose his most critical file clerks, typists, and section commanders, Eisenhower withdrew the order. Whoa, there are multiple of these stories. Whoa, that's crazy. Lower level is not... I mean, a battalion commander isn't that big, right? Like, there must be thousands of battalion commanders. How many battalions did Germany have during World War II? Must have been thousands, right? She was family after honestly disclosing, "I am a lesbian." In 1992, whoa! During a top security clearance interview. Her subsequent federal lawsuit fought for discriminatory... Wow. Dude, that's tough. So, no LGBTQ woman commanders. Yet. Battalion commander is general or colonel. Should you experiment in HOI4 MP? I mean, that depends on where you play. Like in certain communities, very bad things will happen to you if you experiment during the game. People will get very angry, but in other communities, that's normal and accepted. No way a woman can be colonel plus in the army in 1940. Probably not. At least not in the US army. I could imagine that maybe in the Soviet army. Probably not. Like the Soviets also, they weren't all that with diversity back then. But I do think they had this one female sniper in the Soviet army, no? But I mean, I guess definitely not general. Colonel, maybe. Okay, I'm actually gonna ask Rock. How many battalion commanders in World War II? Okay. There's no single global toll. Oh my god. I hate AI. I hate AI. An estimated 30,000 to 75,000 officers. I guess it does sound like a lot, but we have to consider how many people served during World War II. I have no idea how many people served during World War II, but it was probably a lot. The sniper was crazy. How was that woman sniper called? I always struggle to believe when people tell me, like, oh, when you are told, like, these like, sniper stories, like, this one Finnish guy shot down 9,000 Soviet battalions. Like, it's just, how do you even verify that? Like, it's the same with, like, the German fighter aces during World War II, which have, like, ridiculous shoot-down rates. Like, I'm sure it doesn't come from nothing. Like, there must be some base to it. But, like, how do you independently verify if somebody actually shot down, like, a bunch of enemy fighters in, like, a time where not every fighter had, like, a camera or something? There were all women, so their commander would have been a woman too. The Night Witches. Is that a battalion? Night Witches. Oh my god! Okay, crazy. Somebody knows its history. Night Witches was a World War II nickname for all the female military aviators of a 588 Night Bomber Regiment. Wait, these were bombing! Harassment and tactical bombing. Oh, this was basically like a friend of Stalin or what? Marina Raskova. Wait, who was the commander? Okay, no, I mean, I don't want to say anything, but it would have been really funny if the commander was a man.
Achtung! Bereit!
They kind of had cameras on planes. Okay, stop capping. They didn't all have cameras on planes. Did they have cameras on planes in World War II? There's no way. There's no way. Okay. Well, Germany is lying. Survey on HOI4, yeah, but for a recon plane, not for like the average fighter. You can't pay for a single sniper company, that's true, yeah. But unless I'm mistaken, like it feels like this is, this could be totally wrong, and I'm just going off the vibes here. But I feel like women were allowed to serve as snipers a lot earlier than like as normal infantry commanders, right? Well, maybe it's just like a selection bias. I only heard of a woman that
Ihre Befehle?
served as like snipers, but who are the players in this? I mean, it's we are playing team clubbing versus team, I don't know. Axes are definitely the favorites. I don't know most of the players here. You probably don't know most of the players. I can just go through over some of the names, but I doubt that you will recognize anyone here. This guy, maybe. Here, Faso, this is one of the guys I know. And I know the USSR main, Bomber Clap. And Ossi, this is like a Hearts of Oak player, but cameras was connected to the guns. I mean, but even then, like, how do you... I mean, there's no way the camera actually, like, cleanly records who you shoot down, right? Like, the fights are just way too hectic. And also, there's, like, no way that you actually have, like, a team reviewing if the shotdowns were actually, like, proper. Like, I just can't imagine that during World War II, like, any of these, like, shoot-down numbers were actually, like, accurate. I mean, like, it's not gonna be, like, from nothing, right? Like, I'm sure that, like, the record days probably does actually have a lot of enemy planes shot down, but like not the absurd number that it is. What is the record ace? Shoot downs. 62. Wait, no. Whoa, that's brutal. So who was credited with three? Okay, but like, whatever odds where the best German pilot shoots down 352, where the best Soviet pilot shoots down 62. I mean, what are the odds? There's no way. It's just no way. These like. There's just no way. There's no way. There's no way this guy actually shot down 352 planes. It's just, I just can't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. And it does make sense. I guess the Soviet Air Force got really overwhelmed in the beginning of the war, so I guess maybe it does kind of make sense because in the beginning they were basically just farming the Soviet. Actually, you know, I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know much about Barbarossa, but I think this is how it happened, right? The Soviet Air Force got annihilated in the beginning. I'm guessing. What is the mod? It's historical. Sehr lang they went. What do you mean? Having this guy as low PP, yeah, I mean, that one hell of a fighter is. It's kind of sad, like, I mean, as far as I understand, I'm not like an expert in warfare, but what am I even saying? It's kind of sad. But, you know, it's kind of weird that, like, nowadays, like, fighters don't really go into dogfights anymore, right? So, like, I mean, what does a pilot even do? Like, I don't know if that's just my ego speaking, but I feel like put me, like, in a fight, I mean, it can't be that difficult nowadays, right? Like, you have automatic targeting. Probably the plane can even fly on its own. Like, what do we even need pilots for nowadays? Because, like, you don't fight dogfights, really, do you? I mean, I do get what we need pilots for, like, in fighter planes, but, like, it can't be that difficult anymore, can it? Or, like, at least your skill can't influence it. More like your hardware. Soviet Air Force get bombed while on the ground. When I was playing vanilla, I was surprised about how strong the pirate was from Germany. Like for power dropping or just for... Power troopers are a very silly troop because like you can do... Like power troopers are very, very cost efficient. Like especially... like the rule set needs to prohibit certain things about power troopers because if power troopers are just always allowed, then it's kind of brutal. Bro, stop using so much AI. The seals level wrong. Level's wrong. It's under threat.
Right.
The seals, yeah. And how do you even call it? Like that's how would you actually call it for animals? English people don't call it limbs. I mean, how would you call it? There's a whole group of people connected to comms and communicate every detail of the mission. Propaganda can blow up the numbers, but the official records were most likely legit. On first day, Soviets lost 2,000 planes. Wow. Pretty bad. But also World War II, like, aircraft numbers were so bloated. Like in HOI4, they were so much lower than... Like, I looked it up, but they, like, the US built, like, tens of thousands of bombers. Still need high HQ and a good shape to be a fighter pilot. But most gamers could probably operate a fighter plane. I mean... I feel like most people could just operate a fighter plane. Like I just don't think it can be that hard, can it? Like if you get like support from the ground, there's no way it's that difficult. I just joined the stream. Can somebody explain what happened to France? So this is just a measure for this. You know, usually when you have like a Vichy France player, he can only start playing the game in 1941, and to prevent that, you just start with a Vichy France. They won. Obviously, this is not historical, but it makes it a lot more fun to play Vichy France. This way. I spoke to a guy who was on Sicily when the American bombers came, and he said the sky was almost blacked out. You coping right now? I'm definitely not coping. If there was a way to test it, I would. Dude, I'm convinced that I would be. I am 100% convinced that I would be able to land a plane. If I had to right now. If it was, like, at least if I have, like, a ground crew to assist me. Because, like, what can be so difficult? They say, press this button, you press this button. Like, right? It can't be that hard. It's not like they're doing, you know... It's not like we're doing anything difficult. It's not like they... I don't know. What's really difficult? It's not like we're playing Fortnite or Rocket League or something and have to pull off crazy tricks, right? It's just... They just fly. Now the G overload tests are really tough themselves and only a few make it through them. Yeah, but you don't need that to land the plane, do you? Like, of course, becoming a pilot is hard. But I'm just saying landing a plane probably isn't that hard. As hard. Have you seen the inside of an airplane? I've seen the inside of an airplane, but not from a cockpit. But I'll see how it matters, okay? You actually need to survive a lot of G overload. Can't be this difficult, okay? Can't be this difficult. Imagine sitting upside down and you are flying stealth F-35 over Iran and you need to locate and drop some bomb. Okay, like I don't, oh my god. This message seems to be, maybe I'm the stupid one here, but this message just seems to be really stupid to me. Because what do you mean located? Like what do you think? Like don't they even fly at extremely high altitudes nowadays? Like it's obviously GPS doing that. Like they're not manually located. And like your ammunition is precision guided, I think. Anyways, no. Like at least for Western military. So like what does it matter? Like there's no way you actually look down and look at the map. This is the right place. If you're going above sound barrier, you have like 1 second to react if something goes wrong. I feel like no. I feel like you're mystifying it too much. Like it's not actually. It's not like they have to permanently watching and then like, anything could happen in 1 second to dump a plane. Like it's not, be very very bad design then. Imagine weighing 400 kilos and not 80 kilograms. That is how we feel. Yeah, I know. People also say this about Formula 1, and it's actually so difficult because you need to put up with so much weight. But like, I mean, just like train it a few times, it can't be that hard. And just for like, I mean, I'm not even saying that I would be a great fighter pilot operator. I'm just saying that if you put me in a plane right now and I have to land with assistance from the ground, I would be able to land. There's no doubt about it. No shot I would be able to do that. No way. YouTube.shorts. So what did this guy send me? Let me look at it. Second, it's so arrogant. This is rage bait. Okay, you people. Okay, dude, it's called confidence. What do you mean this is rage bait? Like, what, you really think you wouldn't be able to land the plane? Bro has not played War Thunders. When guys say woman, I am not delusional. Okay. I wish we had a pilot here. Is anyone here a pilot? Probably not. But I'm getting my pilot license and landing an airplane is so easy. Look at this. We actually do have a pilot here. Or not yet, but someone who's supposed to be a pilot. Look, he's saying it. Bombings in general are completely outdated. What mod do you use? Right now we're just playing historical, but for historical multiplayer it's called, and I use my own map mod. I'm studying to be a pilot. So for anyone that actually ever flew a plane, like it's not that difficult, is it? I just can't imagine that it's very difficult. I'm sorry. I mean, not for flying itself, but like landing a plane and flying a plane. Like obviously all of the things that you have to know is probably very difficult, everything you have to learn, all the situations. Like just landing a plane, really? Especially with all of the modern techs, like people were able to land planes, I don't know, 100 years ago, and then there was so much wars. Like it can't be difficult today. I'm sorry. I think you're right, and most 100+ IQ people could land the plane with help, but military pilots are in charge of very expensive and zero planes. Yes, obviously that's true. Like this. IQ has zero correlation to landing an airplane. Yeah, probably. Like it's probably like I don't know. I feel like this IQ thing you're saying too often, but you definitely need a lot of training. Like you obviously, like a military would want to have people with a lot of training on it. I'm just saying it's probably not that difficult to land. I am a pilot. Planes are complicated because of regulations, communications. But the physics of landing a plane is pretty intuitive. Yes, and I've also learned the planes in video games. I've landed, you know, that's... Oh no, we're holding Africa. Okay, but I already said I think this is a big mistake, by the way. But I'm excited to see it because I want to see the battle for Africa. But I would say it right now, this is going to be a huge mistake for the Allies. If the Allies are smart, they just pull back to this and this. But if I want to do this mistake, that's great because I would love to see that. Nah, bro, modern day planes can land with an autopilot. The delusion. I think anyone in here that says they couldn't land the plane just lacks a lot of confidence, okay? What mods do you use? I mean, I already answered. Right now we're playing historical, but for my map mod, I usually use my own map mod, which is not public, sadly. I really need to make it public. I always forget about this. I'm a pilot and I can say with confidence that you're not landing that plane because you will press the eject button on accident. Yeah, he's not a pilot, by the way. Hold it up. You definitely can fly with an IQ of under 100. Like, I don't even know what this guy's yapping about. Probably you wouldn't make it in the army because I think they test for shit like that. But you could definitely learn to become like a pilot. Like, I think you're way overestimating what pilots are doing. Well, maybe I'm way underestimating it, but... If we're just speaking of landing a plane alone, there's no way to land it. But if there's an air control operator... Yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking about, with an air control operator, of course. Just like clicking random buttons, it's probably going to be pretty difficult. But if I have like somebody on the ground actually telling me, do this, do that, click this button, click that button, I could do it. I definitely could. I'm a plane, by the way, and you're not landing me. I'm an Air Force, and I'm an Air Force, and will soon start flight school. Normal Air Force pilots have way lower standards and are definitely not smart. A 10-year-old could do it that way. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, a 10-year-old could land the plane with assistance. Actually, a 10-year-old could be a little bit difficult. You know, like, you have to be old enough that you don't completely panic. I think that's actually the more important skill, right? Like, being able to stay calm under pressure. And if you're able to... I like, this one guy has been yapping about, like, oh my god, you have to be over 110 IQ to land a plane. But I think in reality, a lot more important than your intelligence is your ability to keep composure during the landing or during the crisis. And as long as you can do that and are, like, you know, not way below average intelligent, then you should be able to do it. Calm under pressure. I've seen you stress over HOI4, Michael. You're not calm. Well, I guess what you're underestimating is that HOI4 is actually stressful, unlike landing a plane, and it's actually difficult. I mean, as said, I could land it, like, if shit really comes to shove, I could land a plane, but I don't think an Air Force pilot, if push really comes to shove, could beat me in a HOI4 1v1. Okay. So, what does that tell us?
Okay.
Is leaving Sinai without garrisons a good idea? I don't think there's no port here. Axis could have used this by doing like floating harbors and then you land with tanks here, but it's a really, they would need like balls out of steel to actually do like a naval invasion with. I mean, this is like something Oak players would do, and I guess there are Oak players on Axis, so they might do that. You know, I feel like it would be a good idea to naval invade this as Axis. We'll see if it happens though. Life-threatening situation is less stressful than a HOI4 game. Well, you have to think of it in terms of what you actually have to deal with, okay? If you're landing a pilot, life or death situation, sure, it's stressful, of course. Your life is on the line. But you don't have to, like, you know, the airport controller are usually very calm people that are trained for these situations to help you. While if I sit in a HOI4 lobby, the people I have to listen to make all of the stress so much worse. So that's the difference. I guarantee it would be easier to teach someone to land a plane than to win a HOI4 MP game. Flying the plane entirely would be different. See, this guy gets it. This guy gets. I know it sounds insane, but this must be. I think that Mythbusters made a video on it, really. HOI4 MP is high stress activity. This does actively age you. And it does lower your testosterone for sure. HOI4 players blazing the HOI4 skill by telling everyone how hard it is. But I'm just saying. I'm not saying that HOI4 is hard, just that it's tougher than landing a plane. Do you think you could land a World War II fighter? You still have guidance from the radio? Probably not. Probably not. World War II fighter, I wouldn't believe. I mean, like the tech just must be so much worse back then, no, than it is nowadays. Nowadays, you have like all of these automated systems supporting you. You basically aren't even flying yourself. Nowadays, I mean, like being a pilot is. It's a good job for sure. It must be a peak job if you actually get to do it. But like becoming a pilot is it's super difficult and also very expensive. I looked this up once. Like it costs in Germany, I think it costs tens of thousands of dollars to even do the training for it. And if you tell someone what to do step by step in a HOI4 game, you can win the MP game as well. Yeah, maybe. I guess, yeah, it's true. So these are, I guess you're right, the skills are pretty similar in how difficult they are. I feel like by the time you learn HOI4 MP, all the fun's gone. Yeah. No, it is true. It is true.
Attention.
Oh my god. I hope it does. I must have plugged some cable out. I just don't know which one it was. You're working 24/7, never really home. Okay, but it's, I mean, maybe in America or something, but like in Germany, like pilots go like on demonstrations every other day because they want more pay or more time off. Like there's no way these people are actually working 24/7. No hate to the pilots though, okay? You guys are doing an honorable job, but there are literally hundreds of black commanders in the game, that's true. There are also overweight commanders. I would say, is Stalin overweight? I actually don't know. Churchill is no commander, sadly. But there must be overweight commanders. I just don't know which one. Air Force is free but difficult, yeah. If you go to like any country's Air Force, then you can do it for free. And you can also fly like really expensive planes, which is kind of interesting. Oh, and we have Battle for Africa finally. But no Battle for France yet? Really? Oh, wait, they're rushing the Battle for Africa. This is really interesting. But it's gonna work. Okay, did I or did I not say that the Allies should not hold Africa and should just hold down here? Pretty sure I said that. And now, it's like I'm gonna be Whoa, they encircle German tanks! I'm actually a horrible caster, am I not? I must have missed that. Wait, let's see. Did they actually encircle German tanks? Yeah, for sure. Wait, what battle was it where they lost all of the manpower? Oh, here! Yeah, 77k men encircled in one battle. Right here, yeah. I'm such a bad caster, man. If you want a really good job, go to Poland and become a psychiatrist. Yeah, I'm not moving to Poland. And like 10 times the Polish minimum wage is like, what? 30 bucks? Let's Google it. Polish minimum wage. Actually, like Poland has gotten a lot richer than... Okay. 1k euros a month. Okay, so that's actually... Okay, that's actually decent. Bro, I swear, Poland used to be so much poorer, and nowadays it's basically a rich country. It almost took, like, it almost overtook the UK in GDP per capita. I saw this the other day. So why the fuck are we paused right now? But look, actually, gives us some time. I need to see the combat where all of the Germans died. Please don't throw me out of the screen. Please don't throw me out of the screen. It's all EU funds? True. True. I swear, I don't even know why Poland is still getting EU funds. Like, at this point, they are like one of the... They must be way richer than the EU average. Actually, that's probably not true, but... Where the fuck else would, like, one battle where Germany lost its tanks? Or am I, like, tripping and they never lost their tanks in a battle? Oh my god. Please stop kicking me back. So 14 days ago, this is, like, about where I was. Casualties. Wait, I saw the battle somewhere, didn't I? Oh my god. If I'm gonna get kicked out of the screen one more time, I'm gonna do bad things. Posen. No, 150k Polish died here, wow. We're not getting that much anymore, and we are not returning the UK. Yes, but almost. And it turns out some random doctors in tiny towns make more than Holland. Okay, but it's not true. But yeah, I mean, as a doctor, you can in general make a lot of money. But it makes sense because not many people want to do it, right? I guess all of our high casualty combats were actually against Poland. So I saw that wrong. Did Germany lose a tank? I feel like they... I mean, clearly they have not lost a tank. Yeah, well, must be me tripping then. Yeah, they just never lost all that much manpower, yeah. No, here! 77k troops. No! Okay, so they did lose 70k troops worth of tanks. Anyone saying we're leaving the EU is talking. Yeah, why would Poland of all countries be leaving the EU? Okay. EU fund recipient. Let's look it up. Okay, okay, okay. Of course, Poland is not leaving the EU. If this is your fucking country, okay? Like, what is this? Here? Money from here? Straight into here. Straight into here. 12 billion. Whoa. It's actually not that much. Also 25 billion. I don't think it's that much compared to like the German annual spending. It must be, I think annually our country spends like 800 billion or something. So it's still pretty big. Still a pretty substantial amount. Especially for some countries, like the Netherlands putting in 7 billion. They got like 43 billion euros in 2026. Yes, and it's adjusted per capita, mate. Of course it's per capita. It doesn't, like, it still means you're receiving the most aid. Just, you know, not per capita maybe, but overall. Netherlands is just better. The Netherlands do have a huge economy for their size. If you ever walk through Poland, everything has a built by EU sign. Okay, that's not true. I was in Poland. But I do know that it's... Oh my god, I've seen some videos from like, I don't know, from like some Eastern European states, like in Bosnia or something, you know, like every road, or like a lot of the roads are just very bad, and when you can see some luxury built by EU roads.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
I mean, I guess it's fine. It's not all that much money, but... How would you improve the fact there are still 0 disabled, i.e. wheelchair bound or paralyzed from the waist down commanders in the game? No representation of PTSD, etc. Okay, we don't have him in this case, but in vanilla HOI4, there is this one guy, there's this one important guy who is disabled from the waist down. If I remember correctly, maybe I'm spewing bullshit about history, but wasn't FDR disabled from the waist down? You know, now that they killed some German tanks in Africa, time to pull out. Just leave Africa. Just leave Africa. Don't fight here. Stupid. Don't waste your time. Okay, and France needs to push into mainland now because Germany has like no fucking tanks ready for this. Yeah, France could just go ahead and kill Germany. Oh, whoa! And now Germany's getting fucked in Africa. Germany's just completely over-scratching. Like, what are they doing? Whoa, look, like attacking in Africa because we finished France. Genius move, but then you just get pushed in France and Africa. How about that? Wow, this is actually brutal. Wow. But no, they're winning in Africa. Okay, okay. If I'm in the Allied VC right now, I'm screaming at my allies, just don't lose your troops. Just pull back safely, make sure we don't lose anything important. Because as long as we hold in Africa now for a little bit and we don't get completely overrun, there's a good chance we will win because France can just push the mainland. Germany only has 4 tanks to counter this. How many tanks does France have? On the screen right now, we can already see like 7 tanks of France here. I'm guessing that he's going to have like at least 8 tanks in mainland. So the 4 like German tanks on mainland ain't going to do shit. Hopefully. That's what polio does to a person. For Automod on Twitch, wow. But yeah. But also foreign companies investing heavily into it, yeah. Poland is a beautiful country. If they, like, I would like Poland a lot more if they went, like, if not, like, every other day in German news you hear that Poles are asking for reparations from Germany again. Hey, guys, we already are paying you so much money, okay? So at some point it's enough. So Germany has, like, 8 tanks here, but 2 of them are light tanks. I mean, these are veterans, and these have okay stats. And France doesn't seem to be able to keep pushing. Yeah, well, now it's actually looking kind of scary for the allies. I mean, I called it from the beginning, like, they shouldn't be standing here, because now they might just get overrun here. And we're gonna lose a shit ton of troops. And for what? For what? Why fight for Cairo? Why die for Cairo? This didn't, like, give him anything. This stupid waste of a fight. Just pull back. Just pull back. It's not gonna do anything. Just pull back, please. I'm rooting for the allies, so this is making me kind of mad. Like I feel like this is like high risk, no reward. Obviously, you want to be holding, like you want to be defending the ports in the north. And I guess the situation doesn't even look too bad for them now. But I don't like that they're risking so much in Africa. Like it has very little reward. It's okay though, as long as France keeps holding. This is like they are denying a lot of eco to Germany. I would be thinking here, right? Like 88 mils and 61 civs. It's a big topic here in Poland, yeah? No one is asking that except for random right-wing politicians. Well, what topic are you guys talking about? France can just push to Rhine and wait for the Soviets? No. I'm pretty sure Germany can overrun with France if they pull back out of Africa. The only reason they're not overrunning France right now is because they first want to overrun Africa and then France. For some reason, and it's working because the allies are just walking into the trap. If only there was... Okay, like... These people should just stream snipe in my stream and listen to my tips and I would win. They don't even need to see what the enemies are doing. They just listen to me. I feel like this might go horribly wrong by extending the front line here. Like depends on how strong the French but like if the French, oh my god, these bicycles have good stats. Okay, I do think France is gonna lose that. Oh man, allies, why are you doing this to me? No way this meta is so much... I mean, I do think it makes sense because now Africa is basically already done and France can't do shit. France is still just sitting around in his mainland, not doing anything, and the allies are gonna lose like half of their troops here. Which is why they shouldn't be like holding up here. Oh man, I was calling it. I said this, I also said this in my like last game as well where I played. And when I observed my allies play. Like why guys? Like all of this, it's not terrible. Like it's okay. They lost like a bunch of IC here, but this is still winnable. But why lose all of this IC? Like there's no reason to be hoarding here. 11 troops of Australia. That's probably a good chunk of Australian army. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know why. And France is now losing while there's like 4 German tanks on them, which is actually brutal. Oh, wait, tank circling, click this. France, click this. Yes. Wait, it's gonna get in, yes. Let's go. We've seen some tank circling, let's go. Good one. Give me 1 second, you guys can watch the front line. Right. Maybe put the mod and who is in the final next time in, so you don't have to answer the same question 30 times. Nope, it's engagement bait. Also, I am too lazy to do that. And this is kind of brutal what Germany did with them here. Like this is actually. I know they got everything in North Africa. They get all of the rewards, and like additionally to that, they were able to kill 2 million allies just for no reason. Could have just kept all of them alive. At least France is still holding. Germany did lose some tanks, you know, that's something. How many tanks are they down to? Do they have 18 tanks ready? Okay. Show Ethiopia it's not holding? No. Ethiopia is not holding. Tel Aviv has fallen? Not yet. Why is everyone doing camels? They are like buffed in this mod in Africa, I'm guessing. And I can just take an educated guess. We can look at them for a second, but... Yeah. I mean, camels are definitely hugely buffed in this mod. 20% extra desert attack. And some extra just movement speed. Oh, look at what Germany's doing here. Oh, like this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Just hold back here. Like none of this would be happening right now. No. Oh, are we gonna get everything overrun here? Please don't. 3 days. Okay, they still take a long time. How long does South Africa take to retreat? 2 days? I feel like some tanks are gonna get encircled here. Actually, no. We're gonna be able to get basically everything. Explain South France. Dude, I'm kind of tired of doing this. Must be like the 4th time I've done this today. Southern France exists, so it's more interesting to play Vichy, because playing Vichy day 1, like if you can only, like if you want to play as a Vichy player, but you can only play the game until like 1940, and you have to be AFK the next, like the first 4 years, it's kind of boring. Alright, France still holding. Doesn't seem to be over yet. Not even all that close to capping. Although after Paris, I'm guessing they will cap. But yeah, I mean, the France hold was kind of sad. Didn't do too much. Yeah, we are definitely seeing these 2 South African tanks getting encircled without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, these tanks are dying. They're gonna get overrun. Watch it. 2 tanks gone. 1, 2, 3. And 1 tank gone. Wait, is this one gonna get overrun? 2 days? Versus 2 days. Wait, which one is gonna be there first? Oh, overrun. Poor little Seth, don't you cry. Okay, 1 tank left. Do you enjoy multiplayer or lap games more? I mean, at the moment I enjoy lap a lot more. Well, everything looks to be pretty consolidated. Everything seems to be pretty good for the Axis. Alright, now I gotta see. So we have Bab in a year. I've got like 45 more minutes for casting and I have to go. I'm not sure if we're gonna reach Bab or if anything interesting is gonna happen in that 1 hour. Or if I just call it here.
Orders!
Oh my god, even more things are getting encircled. 10 more divisions. Man, these people. Okay, I know I'm starting to sound like fucking Tommy K. But these kids just gotta listen to some real HOI4 pros, okay? Okay, like what am I watching? Like really 6 soft, like 300, 200 soft, 7 breakthrough, 7 breakthrough. Really, why are we doing this? 12 divisions on 1 tile as well. Like this, I know the Axis are the favorites, but this just looks like something a complete beginner would do. Well, actually, it's not too bad, I guess, but an 8 breakthrough, like, you gotta bump out the fort. Like, this is not gonna work. 7 breakthrough, every single attack from the allies is a crit. You just ain't breaking this like this. It is gonna fall. I'm sorry to tell you. Italy, you need breakthrough. You need to bump the fort. These Marines aren't even too bad, especially considering that they got a fort penalty. Like, these are pretty decent Marines, but they need to bump a fort. Otherwise, this is not gonna fall. Yeah, level 8 coastal fort. That's brutal.
Ready to move!
Okay, they're losing the next tile here. Germany keeps going into Africa. Yeah. It's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Okay. Put me into allies right now. Let's think a little bit productively about this. What do you do in this situation if you actually get into this? What I would do right here, if I was the UK and I was the team captain, I would say, what would I say? I would say, at this point, is it worth to trying to hold Africa in here? Yeah, no. At this point, I think you gotta. I think they invested so much into Africa that they gotta stick to it. Now I think they gotta try holding Africa, because like this could be a great attack avenue later on. Or would I still say we should just retreat? It's kind of tough. But no, I think if I was ahead of allies, I would tell them to try to hold like at around this area. Because at this point you already lost 3 million men in Africa, so no, you may as well just try to hold onto it forever. But obviously the better choice would have been to just hold all the way back here immediately. I wonder if the Axis really want to go for it, because it's going to be really expensive to push down like all the way here, I think. While the Allies got like hit very heavily, they still have a decently large army alive in Africa. They seem to still be able to contest air, so I don't think it's going to be trivial to take everything over. And if Italy doesn't start bombing the forts over Gibraltar, then they're not going to be able to take Gibraltar either. Like the forts here just need to be bombed out, at least to like level 5 or something. This is not falling with like level 9 forts. Now it would be interesting to see if the Axis would plan a Sea Lion. I think it's possible in this mod. I think I've even seen this in one game being tried. If I was the Axis player, I would probably go to try finish the UK off. Funny, yeah. Finish the UK off. No, I would... would I do that? I mean, yeah, I think if I was the Axis player right now, I would try to tell my Italy to focus on getting good marines to take Gibraltar, and then I would try to enable them with the UK. I feel like that is the easiest way to guarantee a victory here. Why is Germany taking all of North Africa? It's for the eco, I'm guessing? Yeah. Must be for the eco.
Auf geht's!
But yeah, they seem to still be kind of pushing down here. Even though the Khartoum supply hub is going to be really important to hold in the long term. Can the Soviets still annex the Baltics? Yes, they can. Yes. Oh my god, look, this is historical. Oh, I always like it when like mods have this like little historical thing here that Germany kept owning. I don't even know why they kept owning this. Like, this looks so random. But... wait, and they're just not taking this?
Zuhören!
Does that matter? Why does the HQ have 600 soft? Pretty sure because they changed HQs in here. Maybe not. Yeah, I mean, for some reason the HQs have like ridiculous amounts of soft attack. I have no idea why they did this. What is encircled? Knachom. Okay, this is not Knarom. What the fuck is Knarom? You mean Khartoum? Oh my god! I mean, no, it's not encircled. Not yet.
Bereit zum Ausrücken!
Wait, why are they not moving in? This would be a free encirclement. If they get Khartoum, it's gonna be... this is kind of looking like an encirclement, no? Like, is the UK not pulling out? Wait, how are these camels? No, they're not taking... like, what is happening here? Why is nobody walking into this, and why is the UK not pulling out? Oh look, the Germans... oh, the Italians are pushing me. Okay. I'm sorry to say this, but at this point, just pull back to South Africa. How much eco of France is in here? Oh my god, there's a bunch of eco in here. Okay, just try to hold like the very, very west here. I mean, you just can't hold here. Like, this line is gonna fall soon. And you just can't risk, like, losing more troops to encirclement, I feel like. Do you think that Paradox is trying to cover up what Germany did? No, I don't think that. One question. No, but for now it seems to be kind of stable here in the Africa front. It was looking really tough at some point, but I'm positively surprised. They were able to stabilize at Khartoum. Although I still think that once Khartoum falls, it's gonna be brutal. But it looks like the Axis is just satisfied with their gains here and they just stop now, I think. Which is interesting, because if I was the Axis, I would really want to be taking Khartoum. Oh, Gibraltar again. But oh, Italy! Please stream snipe. You are not taking this with minus 97% fort penalty. Oh my god, like... Italy! Yeah. The fourth level is just what's killing them. Like, basically every allied attack on them is a crit because they have 0 fucking breakthrough. I'm watching 20 odd minutes behind left with pilot confidence. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's not, everyone should have, we already went over this, okay? But being a pilot, I just don't believe it's that hard. Alright, bro, you gotta chill out. You gotta chill out, Benny. Like, what are we saying right now? I got really, like, this is probably not even fine with YouTube toss. What's this guy writing? Yeah, well, I can't even delete messages. What mod are we playing? Historical multiplayer. Historical multiplayer. It's like a competitive. Oh my god, they have a mechanized designer. Really? It's kind of cool though. This is what I think Paradox is eventually going to add the gun and mechanizer. Okay, they're not going to add the gun designer because there are too many memes about gun designers. But they might one day add a mechanized advisor. I could see them doing this. You're not landing a plane? Well, I guess we'll never know. But I believe it. I genuinely believe this, by the way. I would put this to the test if I somehow could, but okay. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. So, are they actually making another push into Africa is the real question here. It doesn't really look like it at this point. It looks like it has kind of stayed. Is Bulgaria maybe planning a naval invasion here, or what is this? No. Is anyone planning a naval invasion? No. They honestly could. If they take Djibouti, they should have control of this strait. No, actually, that's not true. They need to take over this tile as well. Have you ever used Flight Simulator? Nope. I don't need to. Okay. Oh, another naval invasion of Gibraltar. Okay, I gotta watch what this Italy is doing because he must be doing something wrong. Okay, he didn't get a naval invasion penalty. So the amount of Marines he has is right. He does have very little breakthrough though. Yeah, I feel like you need to get some more breakthrough. But saying that, I wouldn't know how he can get some breakthrough. Oh my god, they have this thing where you... How do you call it? I don't even know how to call it in English. A hiccup. I have hiccup. Okay. Light SP. Maybe you can just put in like normal tanks here instead. Because I feel like, yeah, maybe... It doesn't look like it. But, I mean, you need to gain more breakthrough somehow. Like, this is just way too little breakthrough. Is it worth taking Sudan and Egypt if they have to garrison it with 40 divisions? I think so. I think so. I guess you are kind of right. This is a little bit of a... But they wouldn't have to garrison if they just went like a little bit further to Djibouti. Then this strait is contested. 1,400 HP.
Pronto all'azione.
Wait, is this true? Oh my god, this is true. The Blitzkrieg. Yeah, but it's because force attack is not in this mod. Wait, so you could literally just last end. Yeah, I mean, why not? And you can just last end when naval invading. What? Like, I must be missing something. Like, they remove force attack, but like last end, that's literally the same thing. Other than like giving the extra attack. Okay, red air over Gibraltar. I mean, they just can't get over this, can they? Like, why can't Vichy France build any airports here? Why are they not building airports here? Like, I'm not getting it. Isn't this like super trivial? You just build airports here, then you get green over Gibraltar and you bomb out the forts. I feel like that would be like the obvious avenue to do this and to land, no?
Ordini?
All right. Some attempts to push into Africa. Okay, I think though realistically, I gotta end the stream here. I said I can only cast for like 2 hours. I am sorry for the people that still want to see this. I'm gonna link you all. Everyone can go to Seamob's stream. I'm gonna post the link in my chat. Okay, if you want to keep watching this game. He is still casting it. Yeah. I'll rate him on Twitch as well. And then I think that's it. I gotta go for now, sadly. Seamob's behind it. So yeah. The UK player will win. At this point, I do kind of have very little faith into the allies. I would still like to see it, but yeah, I'm not gonna be home for the next bit. I will be live tomorrow again with 1 or 2 things. Either tomorrow we will be doing sheep mod, or tomorrow we will be doing Road 26 RP game, depending on who has time. We'll see. Anyways, actually no, tomorrow is definitely gonna be RP, and next weekend it's gonna be sheep mod with Dankus, John Parker, and some other streamers. Wait, is there a Gibraltar Naval invasion happening? No. Small naval battle, but the UK should be winning this. Alright, anyways, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna end the stream here now. Yeah, see you all.